Hello, piano friends. Today I wanted to talk to you about hips and what that has to do with piano. Some of these ideas are coming out of this great little book called Piano Moves by K.S. Hooper. And if you happen to come across this video, thank you so much. This has been super helpful with my piano students in my private studio. And I wanted to tell you a little bit about some of the conversations that I had last week. Well, a couple weeks ago with my piano students. So I teach a variety of ages in private lessons, and they range from about 6 years old up to 16. And I talked with all of them within 1 week about this question. What do you know about hips? And I got a lot of really fascinating answers. I had a few who actually knew exactly what a hip is and where it's located and which bones it connects and how it works. But most of my students were a little fuzzier in the information. So I'd like you to take a moment to think about what a hip is. How would you answer that question? Now, can you point to your hip? As I had students point to their hips, most pointed to this bone that kind of juts up right about where your belt would rest on your pants. I had a few who told me it was part of their bum. I had one who thought it was way up here where their ribs are. And then I had a few who actually knew exactly where it is. The interesting thing is if we don't have this mapped out quite right in our mind, it actually affects the way that we move and experience the world. So I'm going to share this image with you that comes right from Kay Hooper's book. Here is a picture, and you can see the pelvis. The pelvis is this entire structure. Okay. Now, the bone that most of my kids students are pointing to is right up here. It's just kind of the top part of that whole pelvis structure, and it doesn't move. A hip moves. A hip is a joint, and joints move. That's where we move. And joints are where two different bones connect. So if we look at our picture here, the two bones that are connecting would be this upper part of the leg, or the femur, connecting with this socket in the pelvis. And hips are great because we kind of have this socket in the pelvis, and then that bone kind of fits in there, and it can move lots of different ways. Not all of our joints move lots of different ways, right? Our elbows are a pretty simple, like hinge joint, but a hip can move lots of different ways. So now that you know a little bit more about what a hip is and how it moves, the next question is, how do we use hips for piano? Obviously, if we didn't have hips, we would be standing to play the piano, first of all. Second of all, move back and forth. Like when you need to reach high or low on the piano, we use our hips somewhat there. We also may need to move our legs in order to reach the pedals. So there's some usage of hips there. And then this kind of made me laugh because like I told you, I teach all of these kids, and I taught Monday through Thursday, and it wasn't until Thursday at the end of one of the lessons that I realized we use hips when we bow. And that seems like a really obvious one. It seems like one I should have known right from Monday, but it took me till Thursday. If you have any other ways that you can think of that hips are used for playing the piano, be sure to comment and let me know. And until next time, I hope you have a great week. Play on.